I visited a show at Wesleyan Potters in Middletown, Connecticut. It was called Ear Candy. And what I did, I filmed some interviews. I got lots of interesting shots of earrings. Me and my brother actually went together, so thanks to my brother for helping out on that. However, because I'm still learning as a technician behind the scenes, I screwed up on the audio portion, which is obviously important because if you don't have the audio, you can't hear what the heck anybody is saying. So as a substitute, I'll just have shots of earrings, and I'll have the shots of the people that I interviewed while explaining the event here and now in the studio. So bear with me, sit back, relax, enjoy your whiskey, butter, cream cheese, whatever you're eating or drinking right now at home. This is the Ear Candy speech. Ear Candy was a tremendous display of earrings presented by Wesleyan Potters in Middletown, Connecticut. The gift shop-sized room allows for intimate observations of the work being shown. I was lucky enough to speak with jewelers Marcy and Cheryl that day. Cheryl's sweater may have been blue, but her personality was surely the opposite. She lit up the room with every word she spoke, and I'm pretty sure the same could be said about the reflection of her glasses. I don't know what that means, but hopefully you as the audience can find a pebble of charm in that compliment. As for Marcy, she wore a hat and scarf, but not just any hat and scarf. Marcy wore a hat and scarf symbolizing the warmth of her humor. From the first minute to the last, Marcy will keep you cozy with her hot chocolate silliness. Fun fact, Marcy also wore glasses. Yes, that is indeed a fun fact. Not only that, but her glasses seem to match her hat and scarf. What an adorable fashion statement. The work by these women is nothing short of amazing. In regards to what their work says about their personalities, Cheryl is spontaneous and loose, while Marcy is kinetic with a desire for color experimentation. I not only learned of the hard work and passion they put into their jewelry, I also took away some interesting thoughts they had about the subject of earrings itself. Cheryl describes her cultural connection to earrings as, quote, growing up in the 70s when getting your ears pierced was worth an ice cube and a stick. Marcy remembers when the second hole was introduced and how strange most people thought it was. FYI, back in the old days, one could apply the second hole by icing their ear, putting a potato behind it, then piercing the ear with a fat needle. Cheryl is freaked out by gauges and couldn't last a month with one, while Marcy's husband currently has a gauge, but found the piercing process very, very painful. Since earrings are worn by females more commonly than males, I asked Marcy and Cheryl if earrings affected masculinity. It turns out that both of their husbands have earrings, and as a result, both do not see any issue with males getting their ears pierced. However, Cheryl gave me an insight into the relationship between homosexual men and earrings. In the 70s and 80s, gay men wore just one earring on their right ear to confirm their availability and pride. Lastly, I spoke with a volunteer by the name of Alexandra. Alexandra, oh my goodness, she has a ponytail that can stand the test of time and make all those around her envious. Due to my childhood desire for a ponytail, I was definitely envious when we spoke. During our conversation, Alexandra introduced me to the term piercing kiosk. She also revealed the excessive piercings of a past roommate. She believes that a baby's ears shouldn't be pierced because they're not old enough to make that kind of decision for themselves. Her first pair of earrings contained her birthstone, topaz. She is uncomfortable with a piercing technique known as punch stretching, in which people who are impatient with the normal stretching process put a hole punch through their ear. Others have tried batteries. Alexandra witnessed this tragedy at an art school. Surprise, surprise. Did I mention that she also saw someone piercing their ears with bolts? Yes, bolts. Those bolts, the ones that are usually applied to wooden boards. My on-camera conversation with Alexandra ended with her confirmation of being a studs person instead of a hoops person. She said she was a studs person because she's practical. So if you're a hoops person, I guess that makes you very experimental and spontaneous. Like Cheryl. Our off-camera conversation began with our common knowledge of anime, her ridiculously creative business card, and why Wesleyan Potters was attempting to sell a $95 pen. My biggest thanks to Melissa at Wesleyan Potters for allowing me and my brother to stop by and film, and of course, my thanks to Marcy, Cheryl, and Alexandra for agreeing to speak with me. I think it's safe to say that ear candy has sprinkled my earlobes with the sweetness one would find in an actual piece of candy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And hopefully the whiskey and butter that you consumed did not get the best of you. I'm hoping that you got through most of this speech. Thank you once again to everybody who made this possible. And I have learned from my audio issues. Next time, I will actually have you hear things.